Denzel.
Denzel Washington, money earning, Mount Vernon, New York City.
When I think of Denzel Washington, I think of control. The kind of control that doesn't ask for attention, it earns silence. 2 Oscars, a Tony, countless iconic lines.
King Kong ain't got on me!
But numbers don't explain why people still stop scrolling when they see his face on screen. He's not just performing, he's studying human behavior and replaying it for us with painful accuracy. Tonight we look at what makes Denzel Washington real, the emotion he hides, the range he commands, and the truth that keeps him unforgettable.
Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but I want to talk to you about why that's so important.
It doesn't seem right, does it?
No, it doesn't seem right. I mean, my son is very sick. If I'm not covered, I got a serious problem.
I understand.
One core pillar of great acting is emotional depth, carrying real feeling without announcing it. Denzel does this across decades. Watch how he holds back, and it hits harder.
Is there say I got to like you?
No. Yes, sir.
You eat every day.
Yes, sir.
Got a roof over your head.
Yes, sir.
Got clothes on your back.
Yes, sir.
Why you think that is?
When I watch him in Fences, I can't help but think, this is what exhaustion looks like when pride won't let you say it out loud. He doesn't cry or yell to make a point, he just stands there, shoulders heavy, and you feel the whole weight of a working man who thinks love is survival. Denzel doesn't act sadness, he holds it back. And somehow that says more.
Denzel is not afraid of giving you your due, giving you your spotlight, and he's not afraid of your power. I came and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it small because it's the film. And he was like, why are you doing that? And I said, because I don't want to be too big. He said, well, do what you think is too big. And I just, let him have it.
Viola Davis once said his generosity anchors the room. You see it in the quiet moments, like when Troy admits failure without words. He doesn't perform regret. He wears it. The human truth here is simple. Real strength is just endurance with manners. In Glory, that tear wasn't scripted for drama. It was timing. He waits, he absorbs, then lets it fall. That pause broke cinema because no one had seen pain communicated that quietly before. That's not acting, it's permission for the audience to feel something without being told to. I will be honest, I did not watch this movie till I wanted to make this video, and I am upset at myself for not watching it sooner.
Because I'm an alcoholic.
Flight shows a man negotiating with his own lies. I've rewatched that hotel scene more times than I can count, because the silence before he admits the truth feels heavier than the words that follow. It's not about the crash, it's about the moment a person stops defending their mistakes. Plus, the scene has a personal connection to myself. I have an uncle who was an alcoholic, and I watched this scene break him down.
I'm drunk now.
The authenticity of that scene, it was deep.
Put God first. Put God first in everything you do.
Ask him about it and he'll tell you, discipline and faith are the real foundation. He's not chasing emotion, he's chasing truth. That's why his performances never age. They're not products of the decade, they're products of honesty and the values he stands for.
Is this a dagger which I see before me?
We'll be honest, I have never watched any form of Broadway shows, so seeing Denzel in a Broadway act was different. Even in Shakespeare, he strips away performance until only intention remains. He doesn't act like a man losing his mind, he thinks like one, and lets the camera catch him in the middle of that thought.
Oh, great Neptune's ocean, wash this blood clean from my hands.
From emotional depth comes Denzel's crazy range, shifting convincingly between warmth, humor, and threat, sometimes inside a single scene.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a
I
pass.
grew up watching Remember the Titans. What struck me later wasn't the speech, it was the way he led without showing anger. That film reminds us a leader isn't loud, he's consistent, he carries both discipline and patience like a coach who's seen every excuse before.
Tell me a story.
Wait.
Like my story?
No, not your story, a story.
Then there's Alonso Harris, the flip side of morality. By far my favorite performance of him. He's charismatic, funny, and terrifying because he's right just long enough for you to agree with him. That's how corruption works. It charms first. Denzel knew that. He said once that villains think they're the hero, and that's exactly how he plays it.
You know, I mean, I got to sit shotgun on one of the greatest actors of our time, creating one of his indelible portraits, you know, as he worked on that. Getting to watch, you know, we did ride-arounds with cops, and we saw some crazy things, you know, and Antoine Fuqua's.
Ethan Hawke said it best. The air changes around Denzel. That's not intimidation. It's preparation meeting presence. He doesn't walk onto a set to prove he's the best actor there. He walks on to remind everyone what focus looks like.
With you out of the way, everything can return to normal. My man.
American Gangster is another favorite of mine and my father. Frank Lucas moves with quiet authority. He's polite, controlled, but lethal when crossed. That kind of stillness is harder than shouting. It's control weaponized. Denzel doesn't have to raise his voice. His performance alone does the movie justice.
More like taking a shower with two guys named Jamal and Jesus, if you know what I mean. And here's the bad news. That thing you're sucking on, it's not a pina colada.
In Inside Man, his performance is all patience. You feel the gears turning behind that calm stare, calculating, waiting. It's the kind of acting that feels invisible, which is exactly why it works. Believability. When the acting disappears and you accept the person as real. With Denzel, that switch flips fast. This is what completes Denzel.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Landed right on top of us.
When I watched Malcolm X, his impersonation was flawless. Mannerisms, tone, everything. He doesn't imitate, he channels. In third person, he stands tall, rhythm in conviction. In first person, when I rewatch it, I stop analyzing performance. I just listen to the man. That's believability when acting disappears and history walks in.
That is the greatest performance ever on celluloid. He put in the work for a year. Because Denzel knew that if he did his work, the spirit of Malcolm could come in his vessel.
Can't say I'm a huge Spike Lee fan, but his partnership with Denzel always speaks true. And now, seeing the two of them teaming up again for High and Low, I'm genuinely excited. Feels like we're about to see that same creative electricity again through a modern lens.
No, listen to me. These people aren't gonna just let that happen. They've made their careers on my case.
When I watch Denzel as Reuben Carter, I feel that quiet strength that doesn't need to raise its voice. He's still, yet you sense every thought he's holding back. A man who chooses dignity over outrage. That's what moves me every single time.
Because this case is not just about AIDS, is it? So let's talk about what this case is really all about. The general public's hatred, our loathing, our fear of homosexuality.
When I think of Philadelphia, I always go back to that look he gives Tom Hanks near the end. Quiet, almost ashamed it took him so long to understand. Scene by scene, you watch him learn empathy instead of preaching it. That honesty makes it one of the most genuine portraits of growth I've ever seen.
I am not gonna bury my son. My son is gonna bury me.
When I watch John Q, I see a father who's done everything right and still runs out of options. He's not a criminal. He's a parent cornered by a system that counts money, not heartbeats. When he says, "I'm not going to bury my son," it's not performance, it's purpose. That instinct to protect, even when it breaks the rules, Denzel makes us believe love can still have dignity. If movies promise that people can change, then Denzel Washington is living proof that truth can evolve too. He gives us something deeper than entertainment. He gives us reflection. Every character reminds us that strength isn't about control, it's about conviction. Every time I revisit one of his films, I catch something new, not just about him, but about myself. Now I want to hear from you. Which Denzel moment stayed with you the longest and why? Drop it below and let's give the man his flowers while he's still here to see them. Thanks for watching and for being part of this conversation. Movies like these remind me that art isn't just about escape, it's about honesty. If you felt that too, stay tuned. We've got more Studio Craft deep dives on the way. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Studio Craft deep dives. We'll see you in the next one.